Meow, meow.
Today we're going to look at some paper folding techniques or paper sculpture techniques. And the first one I'm going to show you is fringe. So if we're going to fringe something, you may have done this before, but we're going to cut the edge of a piece of paper so that it has little cuts. Now you could use this for grass or hair or a lot of different things, just to give something some texture. And you never go to the end and all your fringes go to the same line. Then when you're done, you fold it over in a nice fold so that you can glue it on your paper. You need to have something to connect your paper to whatever you're gluing it on, and that's why we use some kind of tab. And if you want to curl your fringe or bend it one way or the other, you can use a pencil to curl it over. The next thing we're going to do is an accordion fold. An accordion fold, you start out with two thin pieces of paper and you glue them on top of each other so that they are held together at a right angle. And then you just start folding one on top of the other until you've used up all of your paper. And you do it nice and folded at the corners so that it doesn't get too fat. If you go slow, you'll get a really nice, even accordion fold. And if you have any extra, like I do here, you can cut it off. And then you're going to use your glue bottle and just put a dot on there and hold it down. And then you have a nice accordion. And you can glue that onto your, and I'll glue that onto my paper. You can even fold it over to create this effect. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is cones. With cones, you're going to want to start with a circle paper. So I took a square and I just rounded the edges like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut a slice all the way into the middle of that paper. You're going to put a little bit of glue on it. And you're just going to slide it on top of itself until you get the cone the right shape that you want. So it looks like that on the inside and that on the outside. If you have any extra, like I have a little bit of an overhang there, I can trim it off. And you're gonna just hold that. Now, you may need to have something to glue it onto your paper, depending on how you want to use it. You could use tabs, or you could even cut some tabs around here, and you can either make your own tabs or use the cone itself. To get tabs. And then you can fold the tabs in so you don't see them. Put glue on them and glue them down like this. The next one I'm going to show you is curling. With curling, we take a long skinny strip of paper, we fold a tab because we're going to need something to glue it on, and then we take a pencil and roll it up. You can go all the way, or you can go part of the way, and then you get a curl. I often like to fringe my curls to give it extra dimension. You can fringe them all the way up, or you can fringe them partly the way up, and then you have even more dimension. And I'm going to glue that down. You can curl multiple times for more curl if you want. Now I'll show you spirals. Spirals, you can start with a square piece or a circle piece. I even sometimes start with a teardrop piece. You start cutting on the edge, and you just start following all the way to the center. And I'm going to cut that part off. And then you get a nice spiral. And you can use this as a tab. Put a little glue on it and attach it to your paper. And when I hang this up, it'll hang down. Okay, the last one I'm going to show you is tabs. And with tabs, you take a long piece of paper, and you draw a line using a ruler so that all of your tabs are the same length. Then you fringe it, but kind of thicker fringes, like a square, and then you fold one over one way, the other the opposite way, and you just keep folding them opposite until you get to the end. And you end up having something that looks like this. And then you can put a dab of glue. And you can turn this into something like a cylinder if you want. You can fold it in on itself, or a U. Depending on what you want to make, it can be straight, it can be curved like a cylinder, it can be open on one end, but it allows you to have something sticking off of your paper and also have it folded on there. So just to review, we have tabs here, accordion fold, two skinny pieces of paper, fringe, it just depends on how long you want your fringe, our cone, our curling, and a spiral. Oops. And done.